morning, it's Jennifer. Vlogust day 17, and I am off to work. I don't really have much to report, like as far as my weight loss journey. I am pretty much holding steady right now, which is what I need to do for my diet bet, because I've got another one, you guys. Remember, I did 2 diet bets, so another weigh-in on, what is it, Sunday or Monday, I think? So, anyway, just wanted to really quickly just give a shout out to Lori, Fluffy No Mo. Saw her video, her vlog the other day. I'm behind, so this could have been like from 8 years ago. I don't even know anymore what day we're on, what day I'm watching. But anyway, about her grandson, and it just really, it brought back memories. And I know, I mean, not to the caliber that you are, but I know, I know how that feels. We took in my, I don't know if I ever even vlogged about this, probably 10 years ago, maybe, we took in my husband's cousin. He was going into 7th grade, and he read at the maybe 1st grade level, math, same thing. They called him Joker, and I'm a firm believer in you become what you're called, and he was a Joker. He definitely, his parents, I think they kept him the way that they did, undereducated, basically, so there's somebody dumber in the world than they were. Yeah, pretty sad. They also had issues with finances in their house, so they were on any kind of assistance you could possibly think of, and they still didn't have like food to feed the kids or whatever. He would chew on his knuckles. And so we took him in, and he lived with us for about 2 months. And during that time, we went through a lot with him, just struggle-wise. I mean, you can think of a 7th grade kid, you know, and how they are. Just struggle with power, with who's in charge, with you're following my rules, you're not my mother, all of that kind of stuff. And he would go home on the weekends, because he had siblings too, so to spend time with his siblings and his parents, and would come back, and it was always like 2 steps back when he would come home, but back to our place. So yeah, and during the time he was there, the 2 months that he was there, he improved from reading at like the 1st grade level to like, he was about 4th grade, maybe 5th grade, somewhere around there, a lot. We stressed, you know, education in the house. It was not the stress on video games, joking around, playing. We had bedtimes, we had, you know, that kind of stuff. But we also had things like, he didn't have to worry about food. He didn't have to worry about where his next meal was going to come from. He actually hoarded food at our house when he was there, and it's like, you don't need to do that. He also, you know, didn't get the free lunches at school. I paid for them, and he would have like $20 lunches every day, and I'm like, dude, I got a job and I don't even have $20 lunches. Like, no. I didn't know I had to pay for all that stuff, because he was used to a free lunch, and he could, you know, yeah. So his parents came to conferences, were unaware. They actually couldn't believe it was his kid their kid that they were talking about. Blah, blah, blah. A few days later, it's one of those, we need him to come back home because his siblings miss him. Siblings didn't care he wasn't there, let's be real. They really didn't. He was the story short, we had no control to keep him. We had to send him home. And you know what really pissed me off? Is the fact that this kid, as bad as his test scores and educational abilities, we'll just put it there, where he was at, education level, whatever you want to say, he was like at the 40 percentile at his previous school district, the Minneapolis Public Schools. He seriously, like, there were 40% of the kids were worse than he was. And I'm like, how does that happen? How? And you just wonder why, you know, we're in the state that we're in and with education. So, yeah. So yeah, it was hard to see him go. It really hurtful, the fact that we put all this energy into helping him. His parents didn't appreciate any of it. And he went home and, you know, reverted back, whatever. But he did end up graduating from high school. He did end up going on to college. And I do think that we did have a role to play in that. He's not going to be the bottom 1% of the population, but he's not going to be probably in the top 75. You know, he's going to be in between 50 and 75 is how I kind of see it. He'll do enough to get by. He'll make enough to get by, whatever. Use the system. His parents taught him that. But yeah. So Fluffy, all I have to say is, you know, I know how hard it is to let somebody go back into a not so good situation. Just know that, I'm gonna like tear up, just know that down the road you made an impact. So he is your grandson. I'm gonna cry. And you know, you did good. So all right, 8 minutes almost of babbling. I just felt it had to be said. And yeah, all right, bye guys.